Good morning. Welcome everyone to W2 and 1 here in Roth. We have an exciting agenda for you today. And before we head into our very first session for today, allow me some time for housekeeping. So my name is Annika Gonnermann. I'll be hosting the sessions pre-lunch here in this room. Later you will meet Anna Maria. And this is exactly the vibe that I want in this room. Thank you. Because we have exciting speakers for you today who might be a little bit nervous. So be nice to them. Send them an encouraging smile. Nod along if they say something you agree with, so that we have a nice vibe in this room. So just a quick reminder, we have sessions scheduled throughout the day. They're usually 20 minutes long, followed by a 10-minute break. That should give you enough time to switch rooms, grab something to eat or drink. We have Q&A scheduled. However, should our sessions run over time, I kindly ask you to ambush our speakers in the floors or during the breaks, because we have a very strict schedule, so we will stop talking after 20 minutes. Quick hint to our virtual audience, please switch your cameras off, just so that everybody can see the camera directed at our speakers. And with that, it's my great pleasure to announce our first session of today, and the speakers are already with me. The session is called BTP Developer's Guide, a guide to developing full-stack BTP apps with CAP. And if you don't know what a developer's guide is, you've come to the right place, because our two speakers today will spend the next 20 minutes telling you about it. And with that, I hand over to Sarah Krämer and Wolfgang Scheer. Thank you very much.
So I hope you all can hear me. At least in the room it looks good, so I hope online as well. Should we start or should we wait? Okay. Cool, then we start anyway. Cool. So sometimes business application development can feel like being stuck in the jungle. So you have so many development tools, runtimes, persistences, which you can choose from. And maybe you feel or you can understand, or you understand nothing and feel a bit like this little dog, and you just don't know what to use.
Aber es kommt nichts über den Stream. Hier hast du offen.
Nee.
Hier muss an sein. Hört ihr nichts? Das geht hier nichts raus.
Ja.
Das passt schon. Nee, so muss gehen eigentlich.
Weitermachen? Perfect. So small technical issues, never mind. But sometimes business application development feels like this. You have a way with so many different parts, and you just don't know which path to choose. And this is where you sometimes maybe wish for a guide that helps you to find the perfect way through the jungle. And this is why we introduced the BTP Developer's Guide, which is exactly that guide that helps us finding the perfect way for business application development. And basically this developer guide I want to show, or we want to show you today. So let's go in the internet and see how we can find the BTP Developer Guide. And we just look for BTP Developer Guide in our search function, and there we get also already to the, no, that's the wrong one. Of course it's the wrong one. I tried it yesterday and it works. BTP Developer Guide, and we want to have the SAP BTP's Developer Guide. Now we've come to the right place. So the first question is, what is the BTP Developers Guide? So the goal of the BTP Developers Guide, and I hide that so you can understand or see better, is it should help you to implement your business applications. And this guide really explains you the building blocks for developing, delivering, and integrating business applications for your systems. And we saw that all the business applications, we have similar characteristics. And we thought it is good to put all the characteristics and the experiences of those successful business applications to one guide that consents the best practices and technologies so you can safely use them for your purpose. So this guide includes a blueprint of services which you can use for business development. You have an automated BTP infrastructure setup which you can use, and a standard set of technologies which ensure smooth integrations. So that's not all. the business developer guide is available in 2 flavors, I would say. You can choose the ABAP cloud development and the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model. And I've heard that you are all here today to learn about ABAP Cloud, so I'll dive deeper into that. No, just kidding. We will today focus, of course, into the Cloud Application Programming Model. And what we are doing, so the BTP Developer Guide is framed in different building blocks, so you can really pick and choose what you need with the different building blocks. So let's dive deeper, and I make the screen bigger again. And as you can see, there are many, many opportunities available within the BTP technology, Business Technology Platform. And you can then use this guide to find the different building blocks you need for your business application development. For example, we can see here for runtime, we recommend the Cloud Foundry runtime or the Krämer runtime. So in case you are already familiar with business application development and just need some guidance, I recommend this page for you. So you can see, hey, which connectivity I want to or should use. I can go to connectivity service. But there might be some people of you that are or need more guidance, and this is why we also created hands-on experience, which you can find here as well. You can find tutorials for ABAP, but today we use the Cloud Application Programming Model. And those hands-on tutorials really guides you step by step through the development process. So if we scroll down, you can see there are some tutorials available. So we have a basic setup where we develop a basic application and we also deploy that application. And we also have then additional tutorials which cover, for example, remote service integration or observability. But let's have a look first what the basic tutorial looks like. So you can see here, this is our basic tutorial. And I just now shortly explain you what's in there. So you can see the setup, how you can set up Business Application Studio. Then you build your CAP application, so you can create the data model, you create the services, and then you build an UI on top, and you can also add custom logic to that. After that, you can add authorization and test cases, and we show what we recommend there in the tutorial. But I just want to quickly show you that because Wolfgang then explains you more in detail in the system. After that, you can deploy your application. There we can choose 2 paths again. You can use Cloud Foundry runtime or Krämer runtime to deploy your application. And also here we have some guidance where what we would recommend to you. And what's also an interesting part is we show how you can integrate it or your application to the build work zone, the standard edition. and how you can do or create the CI/CD pipeline for your business app, for your business application. And I think that's all what I want to show you today. So, or at least I want to show. Wolfgang will show something else. Just maybe to summarize. So really, the developer's guide is your guide where you can find all the information which you need to start with business application development. And if you want to learn more, Wolfgang can show you maybe this part. We now need to switch mic.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, we also have to switch.
And this here also.
Okay, and share the screen. Then we are ready to go. Okay. Good. Yeah, Sarah showed more or less the beginner tutorial. What this is just to explain that there's an app. It's called Incident Management App. It's an app where you can handle incidents for partner. And this is more the application we want to show through this topic. And to find those additional tutorials, I will show this the link later after the session. There's a BTP Developer Guide for CAP application, and here you find the links to the beginner tutorial. And what I want to show is now that we have additional tutorials which will then cover some specific services on BTP or specific topics. So, for example, we have remote connection and eventing. We have observability. And others, and there will come later in this year additional add-on tutorials. To start with, it's not really necessary to run or create the stack application by itself. It's also you have also the option on CAP.js. There's this incident application. And here you can go to the beginner tutorials branch and then clone this branch, and then you can start using this tutorial. This covers more or less the section what Sarah has shown. So this is more or less the start. And with that, you can now go on with the advanced tutorial. For that, our team has created now 2 missions on this SAP Discovery Center. Again, reload. So we have, as I said, we have this. We have to create extensions on SAP BTP. This covers a full range of topics in our environment. So we have the extension to an S/4HANA cloud system. S/4HANA premise system will also come later this year, and with that, we have this eventing part, and as Sarah said, we have the opportunity to build it either with Krämer or with the Cloud Foundry runtime. What I want to show now a little bit more in detail is this observability application. This is also a nice application where we show the locking functionality of the cloud locking service from SAP BTP, and with that, just it's a little bit. Go to the right way. This has more or less two parts in this chapter. For one is that you maybe add I will say the locking functionality to your application. That's just a few lines of code. So you have to use you have to add the CDS log to your package JSON. This is a Node.js application, by the way. Most of you see it. And Node.js application, then you can just add these locking libraries to the package JSON, and then with that you can just then create, for example, if you say, okay, and then we have this incident management application, I will just show it later how it looks like. Then they say, okay, if something happens, in that case, I want to change something, then I want to push a log to the logging service. This is more or less. The other way, what you can do, you can create kind of metering for your application. So you can create an additional metering service, which you can add to your application. And with that, you have then the opportunity to meter some parts of your application. This is also with just a few lines of code. You will have this availability. With that, then you will deploy this application to your SAP BTP cloud account. And when this is done, we will have then this incident management application where you have then the opportunity where you can maybe start and maybe take a look around how this fits together, everything. So, for example, I want to create a new incident. Maybe I'll just create a new incident, say a reCAP session, for example, at a customer exactly, and that is new and have problems with the solutions they create. I'll go back, and then I have then the option to go to this logging application. Also have to refresh here. Refresh, and then I will say, okay, the logs just from this time, which I have created. So this is more or less the one application what you can do, and you see that it's quite easy to use this functionality to integrate services, a BTP service into your CAP application. It's similar with others, remote connection and so on. It's always a few lines of code what you have to do, and then integrate it into your deployment descriptor. And with that, you have then the big chance to use all these provided services with on SAP BTP with your CAP application. And with that, as I said, we will roll out additional tutorials with additional service in this year. This will come then later. And I have still 2 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm faster than expected, but this is so good. Then maybe I can also take a little bit look on others functionalities. So have this incident. What you maybe it's also interesting is we also provide the functionality that you can use inside of this BTP Developer Guide for install your development environment, and for that we have the possibility to use Terraform files. This is also described inside of the mission, what I showed before in Discovery Center. Just a little bit about this mission, maybe when I have these 2 minutes. So the advantage of using a mission instead of using the GitHub repository itself is that for the mission, you have the possibility, it's a little bit better structure. This is one advantage. The other advantage is that you have the possibility to share the content with your colleagues. You can make notes, for example. You can share the board of this Discovery Center mission to colleagues. This is one advantage, so you can work together and maybe exchange by yourself. So if you, for example, if you work remotely, this makes it easier to handle or test your application. And the second big advantage is that you have the possibility to ask questions to the support team of these applications. And with that, I'm now on top of the half an hour, and now just 2 additional things I want to show. These are the links. First link is the link to this GitHub repository where I just show where you have these general tutorials and the advanced tutorials. And for the second one here, it's we like to get your feedback about the developer guide, and therefore this is a questionnaire And yeah, it's really helpful for us if you answer those questions so that we have feedback how we can improve the questionnaire. You can also say what you are missing. An additional thing, if you have additional questions, issues with your developer guide, you can also go then to this SAP developer guide and create an issue on GitHub. This is also possible if you have problems with something is not working, or you like, for example, additional features, you're missing something, you can open an issue on this developer guide. And with that, I say thank you and then see you later. One thing in addition, if you have questions, we have at 4 o'clock, we have an expert session meeting in the experts corner.
Thanks, Wolfgang and Sarah. This is your thank you from the audience. We will be meeting back here in 10 minutes for our next talk on the CAP.js community. So see you at 10:40.